Alright, hello. We're going to try this. This is a video of the notes or the sheet for Word Problems Day 2. I'd like for you to write this down on your paper copy as we're going along and hopefully understand it as we go. This will be reviewing a lot of the skills that we learned and practiced in Unit E. So number 1 says, a gymnast uses a vault and reaches a maximum height of 8 feet after flying a horizontal distance of 5 feet. Write a quadratic function in vertex form that models this path, assuming the gymnast hits the vault at 0, 0. So if we think about what this means in terms of the picture, here's your x and y axis, there's your origin 0, 0. The gymnast is moving like that, so since x and y are both feet, this is actually what you would see if you were watching the gymnast. We have the vertex here, and the vertex has an x distance of 5. That's the horizontal. Horizontal is going to be our x distance, and a y distance of 8, the height of 8, and that's right there. So there's just kind of a quick sketch of what's going on. It asks us to find the vertex. It asks us to put it in vertex form, and what we actually have is the vertex. So when finding the equation of a line in vertex form, given the vertex at a point, we're going to use our vertex formula. So we'll take our vertex form of a quadratic equation and we'll replace as many of those letters as we can. We know the vertex gives us hk, so this is our h value. We're going to replace h with 5. And this is our k value. We're going to replace k with 8. We have our x value over here in the 0, so we're going to place x with 0 in this case, and our y value is also 0, so we're going to replace y with 0. So we're going to know everything but a. Let's plug in. 0 equals a times 0 for x, 5 for h, plus 8. When you simplify it, it's going to be negative 5 squared, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 8 while I do that as well. Quickly run out of room, aren't I? Negative 8 equals a times 25. And let me go ahead and erase my picture. So we divide both sides by 25 and we get negative 8 over 25 equals a. And we are ready to write our equation. Y equals, in place of a, we put negative 8 over 25. X minus, in place of h, we're going to put that 5 squared. By my edge, aren't I? And if I could continue, I would write plus 8 for the k. Y equals negative 8 over 25 times the quantity x minus 5, quantity squared, plus 8. If you need to pause to get caught up, go ahead and do that. Let me rearrange this real quick so it looks a little better. Okay, a little more friendly, excuse me. The second problem, a pumpkin is shot from an air cannon and reaches a maximum height of 70 feet after flying a horizontal distance of 15. Write a quadratic equation in vertex form that models the path, assuming the pumpkin leaves the cannon at 0, 0, 0. This picture is very similar to what we had before. Sorry. Since x is in feet, we're actually looking at the path of the pumpkin. Sometimes x will be in time. Y is often a distance. And we know that the maximum height, that's your vertex. So our a value will be negative, and we have a maximum value. And the horizontal is your x, so the horizontal is 15 feet. The vertical is your y, or the height is your y, and we have a height of 70 feet. And now the setup is very similar. If you want to try that on your own, you might want to go ahead and pause now and see if you can get that, and I will come back with an answer. Alright, hopefully you had a chance to pause. We're going to use our vertex form, y equals a times the quantity x minus h squared plus k. This is something, if you haven't memorized, you will want to. And let's do some colors. The y value is from the point they give us, so our y is going to be this 0 here. The a we don't know. The x value is again from the point they give us. And I would agree that if you're wondering why don't we use this x and y, it's because this x and y is an x and a y, but more importantly, it's our hk. So if we have it as hk, that's more important to us. And for h, we're going to use our 15. And for k, we're going to use our 70. Let's plug in. 0 equals a times x is 0 minus 15 plus 70. And I'm going to subtract 70 from both sides. I'm still going to run out of room, aren't I? So I believe I have negative 70 equals a. That x minus h is our 0 minus 15. So negative 15 squared is going to be 225. And we'll divide that by both sides. So a is negative 70 over 225, which both will reduce by 5. And our final answer, we're going to write in y equals form. Yes, let's reduce this. So reduce by 5, we're going to get 45 down here. And 70 divided by 5 is going to be 14. So y equals negative 14 over 45 times x minus 15, quantity squared, plus 70. And hopefully you tried that on your own and you got it yourself. Let's look at number 3. A ball is thrown into the air and reaches a maximum height of 8 yards after traveling 4 yards horizontally. So this is our third example, very, very similar to what we've done before. The ball is going to leave from 0, 0 from the vertex. Sorry, from the origin, basically. And we're in yards, but that's still a distance, so the model that we draw is going to kind of be the model of what you'd see if you were looking at it. It says a maximum height of 8. Height is a y value. After traveling 4 yards horizontally, horizontal is an x value. And if you want to try this on your own, go ahead and pause it now. Be a good idea. And I'll go ahead and get started. So you'll need to memorize the vertex form of a quadratic equation. Y equals a times the quantity x minus h, quantity squared, plus plus k. And our k value is the 8 over here from the vertex. Our h value is the 4. hk is where the vertex is. Our x value comes from the point they give us, so that's the 0. And our y value also comes from the point they give us, that's 0. It won't always be 0, 0, but it's not that uncommon. So I'm going to put these numbers in. 0 equals a times 0 minus 4 squared plus 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides and square that negative 4. So I get negative 8 equals a, negative 4 squared is positive 16 times 16. And divide. So a is negative 1/2. And then we're going to write our answer. Oops. That was odd, huh? Sorry about that. And let me move this. Alright. Let's see if I can squeeze it out. Y equals negative 1/2. We're running out of room. X minus 4 squared plus 8. And there is your equation. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and stop the first video here. I've got a 15-minute limit, and we'll pick up number 4 in part 2. See you there.